Okay. So Teslas, okay, they were the first, they're the pioneers of the electric car. But if you look into it, you should watch the documentary. It's called uh, "Who Killed the Electric Car." So in the 1990s, GM made a car called EV1. Okay, but by chance, they made sure this car was only for rent. You could never buy it or something, or maybe you could buy it. I'm not sure. They hadn't made a lot of them. Okay, but whoever had them, they loved that car, and it had a great range for the battery life. Next thing you know, all of a sudden, GM took all those cars off the market. You couldn't buy them anymore. Okay, so that was that. And then what? 20 years later, Elon Musk comes out with the Tesla cars. So if you look into the Tesla cars, they're connected to the internet. So not only are there like a technically like a Wi-Fi router on wheels, which is generating so much radiation, then they have batteries, okay, that are generating radiation too. So you're sitting on a Wi-Fi router uh, and a battery that's generating a lot of radiation. You're sitting in it. That's one. Number two, it's a self-driving car in certain places. Okay, so in a wasn't it a movie? There's a movie that came out. I forgot what movie it was. Uh, but in the movie, it shows that the Teslas were driving all they were all crashing themselves purposely. Okay, so let's say let's say uh, I'm a super I'm a good computer hacker, right? I can hack into the Tesla mainframe or whatever where all the cars are logged in, and I want a certain person to crash their car. I can access it, the mainframe, and make this car, because it's a self-driving car, right? I can make it crash itself purposely. And to break it down, here's another good breakdown. The new cars, okay, let's say old cars is all mechanical, right? When you press the gas, it's a cable. It's a cable being pulled to on the throttle body that's telling the car how much gas to put. Okay, when you turn the steering wheel, there's a steering pole, a steering column that's going down to a thing, a mechanism that's telling that makes the wheels turn. It's all mechanical, right? All the new cars, it's all digital. So when you press the gas, it's a sensor telling the throttle. There's another sensor communicating with a sensor on the throttle body how much gas you're pressing. Okay. When you turn the steering wheel, there's nothing mechanical. It's a sensor telling how much you're turning the steering wheel. It's all electrical, right? So now, any little issue with this car is going to be a big issue because it's all electronics, and electronics are not cheap. Mechanical cars, old school cars, are way cheaper to maintain and take care of compared to new cars. The more bells and whistles, the more shit you need to take care of. Okay, so you want to buy a car that's reliable, I would recommend Toyota and Honda up to 2015. The newer cars, they want you to get subscriptions, so they're tracking you uh, on every location, not only where you live, what your driving habits are, and then it connects with your insurance. Your insurance will have a deal with with your car company, whatever, and they will track your driving habits. So now, since you're such a smart ass and you want to be connected with everything, they know where you go, where you drive, how much you drive. So you're, I guess you're aggressive driver and you're not driving the way you're supposed to, guess what? Yours is going to be higher because they know exactly what you're doing. Smart ass. So the reason why they call it smart everything is because they're the smart asses and you're not the smart ass. Okay? And they have more access to you as far as your information, your private information, what you do, where you go, where you're about. If you're cheating on your wife, where do you go? Where is that woman? Where does she live? What time do you go see her? How often do you go see her? It's all fucking tracked. Now, if someone wants to have access to you or have access to your information, all they have to do is just access something because you're such a smart ass. You have on Facebook, it says where you work, you dumbass. How smart? How smart are you that on Facebook it says where you work? You should never share where you work, let alone you share your real name. I'm like losing my voice. You should never share where you work or your real name on Facebook, you dumbass. So now if Facebook was invented by the fucking feds just so people will purposely put all their information there. It's so easy. You just have to make something cool with bells and whistles, and people will line up just to get it or subscribe to it or whatever to use it. Cheers. Ain't that something, eh? I'm dropping a lot of gems tonight. Thank you, Heavenly Father. It's all thanks to Him and Jesus. Oh, which reminds me. So when I was getting spiritually attacked by demons, okay, I said, God help me. So sometimes you're like paralyzed and you can't even speak almost. You can't move, let alone utter words, okay? So whenever I could, I said, God help me. God help me. Nothing happened. But when I said the words Jesus, I swear, I'm like, Jesus help me, or Jesus, please help me, or something. Everything stopped. And that makes you think that there is power in the words, okay? Let alone, you've heard Kanye West say when he signed certain contracts, he was not allowed to say the words Jesus in the studio. Wouldn't that make you think? Because I always wondered, I'm like, is Jesus real? Is the story real? But then you hear these things and it makes you think, really? But I don't know the whole, Your laptop sucks. How about you suck my dick? OZ. What's up, MS4? Said hi. Hello, MS4. Your laptop sucks. It's a regular laptop. It just says HP. How about you suck my HP dick? Okay? I bet my dick is bigger than yours. It's 7 inches, by the way. I thought it was bigger, but you know what I realized? I think my dick was bigger 10 years ago. I think it shrunk. But I didn't measure it 10 years ago. That's true. But I looked it up. I'm like, hey, Google, is this true? It said, yes, depending on your diet and everything and your age, your dick can shrink. Especially, I've been smoking. So, yeah, that helps. That would affect your blood circulation, which it does. Okay, God help me quit cigarettes again. Like, the only reason I want to smoke cigarettes again is because I want to get off marijuana. But I love marijuana so much, and I feel like marijuana helps me get into that artistic mode when I want to create art, like now. But I feel like when I want to face my fears and like approach women or go on a stage and like sing on a stage or do comedy on stage, I feel like the paranoia, it gives me like mad anxiety, the marijuana. But I feel like I said in my other podcast, I look at drugs like superpowers. I don't want to say take heroin, but I'm saying, like I say, when I've taken ecstasy or I've taken the spizzles, okay, which is speed, it makes me like um, not the way I am. Like I'll have, like let's say if I take Spizzle, I'll have super confidence. I'll be not aggressive, but it's like I have no fear, you know, because usually when it's like whatever it is, like approaching, like my fears are like trying to approach a beautiful woman, going on stage, singing on stage, or doing comedy on stage. Like my dream is to be an actor in movies, but I guess comedy is like the next big thing for me, just to be myself on stage. So like I said, when I took ecstasy, it's like you're just free of all the how I don't know how to explain it. It's like you're free of all the things that you feel like that are holding you down in life. Like I'm not a social butterfly, or I am a social butterfly, but in public I'm not because I'm shy and everything, and the anxiety because of the marijuana and all this stuff. But when I took the Molly or ecstasy, it's just like you want to talk to everybody. You're a social butterfly. It's like you're a different person, you know. You're you, but you're not you. And all these drugs, by the way, LSD, mescaline, all this. These are all drugs that the CIA was looking for the best drug to give someone to make them a Manchurian candidate, aka sleeper assassin. Which they found out was the best was LSD, to give you doses of LSD and play programs, audio recordings of the personality they're trying to imprint into your mind. Oh. Why? Why am I getting mad? That's another thing. Because usually I would get angry. Any single ladies in the stream? Holla at your boy if you know what I mean. Oh, no more. Okay, no more. Now we got a 1-2 pick. Definitely. Where's the green? And speaking of relationships, okay, like when I say I like a submissive woman, I don't mean I want a freaking slave. I just want a woman that looks at me as the leader I'm supposed to be, and she's supposed to be the woman, and she's supposed to be the I'm the provider, and she's the nurturer. That's how it's supposed to be. Supposed to be. You know, women are always like, oh, I don't need a man and everything. Yet you do. Every corner you look, you'll need a man. Everything that is built or whatever, it's built by men. Okay? By men. And so women need to wake up and stop thinking that they don't need men. We need each other. Man needs a woman needs a man. Okay? We need each other. I have the things that you don't have, and you have the things that I don't have. Thus, we complete each other, and we make each other one. When the woman and man have the best bond, I find when making babies, right, I would find the best babies would be made when both partners really love each other. Wouldn't you think? When the man really loves the woman and she really loves him, and they make love and they make a baby, that is a special baby. Instead of a guy just giving but busting her and just some random girl he just met at a bar, and she gets pregnant. You know what I mean? These are the kind of things I think about. Like if I'm gonna make a baby, it would have to be with the woman I care about. Your man will never complain if you swallow every time, baby. Ladies, take notes. Like you don't want your man to cheat. Just make sure your man is satisfied. If you do everything your man wants, he will never cheat. I'll tell you that, ladies. The only reason a man will cheat on his woman is because he's not satisfied. The same thing goes for the woman. The only reason your woman is cheating is because you're not giving her enough dick. You need to give her that date. Even when she's acting like a crazy bitch, you need to give her that date. You be like, just shut up. Women, it's like, women, they don't know what the fuck they want, right? So when you're with a woman and you're dating her and she's just snapping for random reasons, bro, it's just like you need to be like a Super Saiyan or have like crazy, amazing abilities of like being calm. Because you're like, yo, why the fuck is this bitch acting crazy? But you need to get that D. As long as you're giving it that good D every week, she's gonna be happy. Hi from Canada. Oh, hold on. Hi from Canada too. Have a great stream. Thank you, Alessa. Hello, Alessa. That's right. Yes, it's special. Not sure if my comment's going through. What's special? I don't know. I didn't catch what you're talking about. Alessa. No, it's Aless Shorts. Hello, Aless. And OZ can suck my D. Samira. I know Samira was already here. Yeah, so Samira, usually I do karaoke all the time. This I haven't done a podcast in I think over a month or more. So it's very rare I do a podcast. But so I'm very glad, excuse me, of tonight's podcast. I'm very proud of myself. Ali did great. Thank you. You know, because it's like you're your worst enemy and your best friend. So you gotta be more of your best friend. I gotta listen to more of my best friend than my worst enemy. Because my worst enemy is like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're not ready, you're not ready, you're not. My best friend's like, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. You can do that, just do it, Nike. Do it. Do it. Okay. So, when I was 15, I was a bad kid and I caused a lot of problems to my mom. I caused her a lot of stress. It was all my fault. I was in the gang. I did a lot of stupid shit. Thus, I was homeless for a month. About a month, I was homeless. Okay, and where I was sleeping was mostly in my best friend's closet. Which the reason I was homeless was because of my best friend. So I was sleeping mostly in his closet, and I slept in abandoned factory. Like I don't know how many times, but a couple of times, and in a bus stop two times at least in the cold, like -30 weather. To remind you, so back in the day, the bus stops, when you see the bench, it was just one bench, right? So you could sleep on it. Now what they've done is purposely, they've made it so one bench and it's like there's a thing in the middle that pops out and then it goes like that. So they've made sure you can't, if you're homeless, you can't sleep in the bus stop. They made sure of that. Which makes you thinking of New York or something, you know, like where on top of buildings, where pigeons would sit, they put spikes and stuff so pigeons don't sit there. They're doing the same thing for the fucking homeless. They look at the homeless the same way as they look at pigeons. Would you look at us as peasants, by the way, it's true. They put like spikes and stuff, or like little cones and stuff in the ground so you can't sleep there, purposely. This is how they look. These are guys that sacrifice their bodies for their country, and they come back with a missing leg or whatever, and they're taking painkillers and all this stuff. And Big Bro, instead of saying, hey, okay, we're going to have a place for you to stay, and we're going to give you all the painkillers you need for you know, your PTSD and your missing leg and whatever. Instead, they're like, you need to pay for this medication, okay? And you need to pay for a place to stay. So most of these guys that are on the streets, a lot of them are veterans. Isn't that crazy, bro? Doesn't that burn your blood? That some people out here sacrifice themselves for their country and they come back with a missing leg, missing arm, PTSD, all kinds of shit. Some of them don't come back at all. Some of them are dead for their country and their families get what, $20,000? That's what their son or daughter was worth? $20,000? $30,000 for a life? Isn't that crazy, bro? You guys need to think about this shit. Not just think about what next show I'm gonna watch. Hey, what's the next show to watch? Oh, I love The Sopranos. This real shit going on right now. Black people are too stuck on what happened to them in generations and everything. There's slave labor factories right now, till this day, all over the world. Among other things that are happening with the genetic manipulation and the, what is it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Sterilization of women in Africa or whatever. There's a lot of crazy things going on. But people are too distracted with their stupid sports. That really makes me mad. With their stupid sport. Guys are breaking their TVs because of their stupid sports team or getting in a fight. If a sport, here's the example, because it's happened. If there's a hockey game going on, okay? Montreal versus Toronto. Perfect example. Just to show you how people are stupid and sheeple, because they're really, literally zombies. Okay? If there's a playoffs game happening, and it's Montreal versus Toronto, and I'm walking around Montreal with a Toronto jersey, people are gonna fucking fight me. They're gonna jump me just because I have a Toronto jersey on. This is the kind of gang mentality and stupid shit that people follow. Just like how these Bloods and Crips are. If you're not even in the Bloods or Crips and you're wearing a little too much red or wearing a little too much blue or wearing a little too much whatever color, some gang member is gonna be like, hey yo, what sep you represent? Like, and then this connects with, which reminds me, like Toronto, there's so much gang activity happening in Toronto because whatever's in New York, because apparently New York is like literally almost a stone throw or 6 hours away from Toronto. So all whatever's happening in New York is all bleeding over to Toronto, which is all this stupid gang mentality and these guys that are making rap music about killing each other. And there's so many guns everywhere. Yet, the government's controlling everything, but yet there's guns everywhere because they're part of it. The government is hand in hand with the mafia. They have an agreement. That's literally what it is. Fast and Furious. Like if on the street a gun or whatever is like $5,000, but if you get your hunting license, it's $300 for that same gun, brand new. But show you how the laws are stupid and backwards. Someone had a criminal record, and he had guns, so they took away his guns, but they let him keep his hunting guns. So one day he had an incident with the cops, and the cops were at his door, and he shot one of the cops through his door with his hunting guns because the stupid law system is like, oh, you have a criminal record. We don't trust you with your gun, but we'll trust you with your hunting gun. You stupid. But at the same time, I believe that you should be able to defend yourself. If someone breaks into your house, because this is the law they're passing, and it's happened. Someone broke into someone's house, and they threatened this guy's life, and this guy hurt the perpetrator, and the perpetrator actually won in court because he got injured. So you're telling me if someone breaks into my house and threatens my life, I'm not allowed to attack this guy with brute force because my life is threatened? You're in my castle, you're in my house. My life is threatened. You expect me to be like, "Oh, please take everything you want. Hey, my wife is here. You might as well fuck her too because you're here." This is how they expect you to be. They want you to just submit to everything. Just take it in the ass, fuck. You're not allowed. If someone's breaking into my house, I and if I have a knife, I am gonna like I don't want to hurt nobody. But if you're in my house, it's you know what I mean. I'm not gonna be nice, bro.